Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P., and my lovely co host, my MVP co host, Miss Shannon Finch. This is episode 85 for the YouTube channel. All the descriptions and links for the audio version is right in the description below, right there underneath to the title. Me and Shannon, so is Dave, who will be on here with us Thursday. Officially new crown third host of the show. I mean, he had to put the work in. He earned it. I mean, he fit right in with me and Shannon Wishwell. So everybody, Dave's officially a part of the staff, the trade staff. But anyway, back to business. Co-host got a great show for us as usual. So we're gonna go ahead and let her take it away. Go ahead, Shannon.
All right, Justin. So give me your good, bad, and ugly for week 6.
All right, it's basically the same I said in your Raven fans fly group. The good uh defense, they played amazing outside of one play. Derrick Henry got the wildcat and took off. Uh Lamar played pretty well, except for that one pass, the interception. Some people blamed him, some people blame Bateman. I blame both of them. Blame him for putting it so high, and Bateman for not making the effort. So they both get the blame for that. But other than that, played pretty well. Zay Flowers did well. Mark Andrews did well for the targets he had. Justin Tucker more ice for the last couple weeks, so we got our money's worth out of Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely that's the good. The bad, I'm gonna say not scoring touch Detroit or a team like the Seahawks that has a more potent offense.
Did you freeze, Justin?
We're back. All right. Sorry about that. No, it's not the Wi-Fi. It's StreamYard. Whoever this is at the bottom, that's StreamYard.
Mhm.
Cause I got everything hooked up straight to it. Shannon know how so far their server is just bullshit, and it might be the
Mhm.
laptop too. But anyway, like I said, the bad. Sorry about that. Not scoring in the red zone. Uh, Penalties. We got a bunch of silly penalties and a couple missed tackles. That's about it. It wasn't too much bad. The ugly, I'm gonna say, situational play calling, and that's pretty much it. Just situational play calling.
Okay. So my good is Lamar. I do think Lamar played pretty good on Sunday. Um, a week or so ago, I mentioned Duvernay, and me feeling like he was kind of timid with punt returns, but I feel like he did very good on Sunday. Zay Flowers getting his first touchdown. He had to go out of the country to
Mm,
get it, but he got his first
yeah,
touchdown.
definitely.
The defense, the defense has been pretty good. All for the first 6 weeks anyway, so they've definitely been good. The bad, I would say, red zone play calling and also execution. Like I kind of feel like those go hand in hand. Like you can call better plays, but guys can also execute a little bit better across the board. But I feel like if you get what 6 or 7 trips to the red zone, you should get more than one touchdown out of that. Even if you got half, it would have been a different game. Kind of similar to what happened against the Steelers. Like we got to score when we get there. That was an issue last year. It's showing up to be an issue this year. Um, and the ugly, I would say, was the penalties. I mean, it really wasn't a whole lot that was ugly about the game per se. I do wish that we could get the wide receivers more involved, like Odell and Bateman. But that could take time because those guys did miss some time off. But that's pretty much it. It wasn't a whole lot of ugly to the game at all. Well, I guess I could say Marcus Williams. Seems like he's going to miss some time again with his injury. So that's definitely ugly losing a guy that we definitely need.
Yeah.
All right. So next we
Okay.
can get to the
Let's
position
go to our
grades.
next topic.
Position grades. So what do you give the coaches for the game?
I give it a B plus. It could have been an A had we scored, like I said, more than one touchdown in the red zone. That would have definitely gave me an A. But other than that, everything else was pretty good. Special teams was good. Even they got a big punt return. Defense played well. Besides letting Derrick Henry get that one big run, uh, like we moved the ball offensive up and down the field. We just, got to capitalize in the red zone more. That's all. But I give them a B plus.
I give them a B. Pretty much for the same reasons you just said. Like defensively, I feel like it was a good game plan. Special teams, they showed up. I mean, Justin Tucker had 6 field goals. Offensively, like you said, we moved the ball, which we've been moving the ball all season, but it's just in the red zone. I don't really know what that's about. We got to try to put our finger on what that might be. But overall, they get a B. It wasn't a bad game from the coaches, in my opinion. Okay, so what do you give Lamar Jackson, the quarterback?
Yeah, I agree.
Agree
All
for
right,
Lamar?
quarterbacks.
Mhm.
I give Lamar B plus. Like I said, had we cashed in a little bit more, it definitely could have been an A plus. Then he threw that one pick. Like I said, it was you could put some of the blame on him and on Bateman because, like I said, had he put the ball right there in the chest and had Bateman went up at least made an attempt, it could have got completed or at least knocked away. But other
Mhm.
than that, he ran the ball well as usual, 50 yards, three for 200 yards plus yards. So I give him a B plus.
I'll give Lamar a B. Pretty much for everything you said. I mean, he really didn't have a bad game. He did enough to help us win a game. He did enough to keep us in a game. I just wish that we could have scored touchdowns. And it's a little mind boggling to me that the past 2 weeks we haven't really used Lamar in that way in the red zone um, against the Colts. And who do we play? Was it the Browns? I don't know, but Lamar had like two, he scored like two touchdowns in both of those games. And it's like once we played the Steelers and then we played the Titans, it's like we're not really utilizing him like that in the red zone. And I know a lot of people want Lamar to be this pocket passer and prove that he's like everybody else. But Lamar's best attribute to me is the ability to run the ball. And when you get it in your head that you don't want to run or it's not as many designed runs for him, it kind of makes the offense look different. I'm not saying that they have to have more designed runs. I'm just saying that you got to explain to me, Todd Monken or John Harbaugh or somebody, why you go 2 weeks before that, we're scoring, Lamar's helping us score in the red zone to the past 2 weeks, and we get there and it's like we don't know what to do. I feel like we talked about last week, do what works. You know what I mean? The Ravens have had one of the best running games in the league since Lamar has been back there. Use it to your advantage when you have to. So I think we kind of get stifled in that sense, but definitely give Lamar a B. I mean, he didn't have a great game, but it wasn't anything bad at all about what he did. One interception, like you said, that was could have went either way. And I kind of look at Bateman more like, why didn't you do more? Kind of like how I looked at Torrey Smith with Joe Flacco in that playoff game against the Patriots. Like, you could have become a DB at the point where you felt like it was uncatchable. I feel like Bateman just didn't give any sort of effort at all to go get the ball. So that, like you said, it makes Lamar look bad because the ball wasn't perfectly thrown. But the ball is not going to always come to you in a perfect way. So that's why, pass catchers, whoever it may be, a tight end or wide receiver, you got to do your job too. Help your quarterback out. But Lamar had a good day, so I'll give him a B. All right. So what do you give the running backs?
Okay. I give them a B. Gus ran hard. Justice Hill ran hard. They got the grinded out yards. They had a couple good runs, so I definitely give them a B.
Yeah, they didn't have a bad day. They didn't hurt us. You know what I mean? So I'll also give them a B as well. And what do you give the offensive line?
I actually they get an A for pretty well. Lamar had time to throw the ball. We opened up running lanes. I don't recall him getting sacked a lot at all. So definitely, I give the offensive line an A. They did pretty well.
Hmm. They get an A from me as well. We're in week 6, so every week we've kind of been down on the offensive line because they've done a lot, messed up a lot. But also like week 2, they showed us what they could be. You know what I mean? And having Ronnie Stanley back for another game definitely helps the offensive line. Like you said, I don't really remember him getting any sacks or anything, detrimental happening to Lamar. He was able to get the ball out and he wasn't under duress. Like you said, they were blocking well as far as the running game. So yeah, the offensive line gets an A as well. Well, not as well, but an A. Okay, so what do you give the wide receivers?
Okay. Get him a B. I mean, they got. I mean, Aguilar made plays. Like I said, he almost had a touchdown. If he didn't get tripped up. Zay did his thing, scored his first touchdown of the year. Odell made some plays here and there. Bateman had a couple catches, but so like I said, had we scored more in the red zone, like I said, everybody grade would have been a little higher. But I'm gonna give him a B.
Mhm. I agree. They didn't do anything that I remember to be spectacular. Obviously, Zay Flowers getting his first touchdown. Um, the Bateman situation is kind of sticking out to me. That's kind of been a talk since Sunday. People debating whether or not he loves football or not. I'm not going to say that the man doesn't love football. I think that was just a bad situation. I shared a tweet that he liked in the group, basically saying that he was in a lose-lose situation. So I do hope that Bateman can shake whatever he's dealing with so that he can contribute the way that we need him to be. Same thing with Odell. You know what I mean? Like they got to work themselves back. Not playing like that in training camp, not being able to practice, getting hurt when the season starts, missing games, missing practices. All of that matters. You know what I mean? So I kind of grade them on a curve just based on everything they've dealt with since the off season. Um, but I'll give them a B. They didn't do anything that was, earth shattering, but it wasn't that bad. And they didn't have any drops. Last week, like I said, I thought that was just a bad day for all of them, but they didn't have any drops at all. So that definitely gets them points for that. Okay, and how do you grade the tight ends?
Yeah, well said. So we got the defensive line next.
Oh no, the tight ends. I asked how do you grade the tight ends?
Oh, okay. I thought you might have put them all together, but yeah, they give him a B. I mean, like I said, Andrews, he made plays when we needed him to. He wasn't really getting a lot of, receptions or a lot of looks because guys going to double him. But they get a B. Charlie Cole, all he did his job blocking. Same with Isaiah Lake. I think he had a catch or two. Not too sure, but I give him a B. They played the part that they were given.
Yeah, I mean the tight ends really didn't make too much noise to me. I give them a B minus. I mean, it's not really their fault, and I'm going to get into that in a later topic. As far as the tight ends are concerned, but they didn't do too much that's like, that set out. Mark Andrews always contributes and does what he can do, but I do feel like more can be done with the tight end position. And like I said, we'll get into that with the later topic that we have today. All right, so we can move to defense. What grade are you giving the defensive line?
I give him an A. I give him an A. They had one, and that was the Wildcat. And that was more so to like him stretching it to the edge, but they did great, man. They like outside that one run, Derrick Henry only has probably like 40 yards rushing. So I mean, hey, they sacked Tannehill both 6 times. So yeah, I'm not gonna let one play take away from that great performance they had. So they get an A.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, everything you said is the reason why. I mean, they were all over whatever quarterback was out there. It didn't matter. I mean, the defense was just swarming on Sunday. Um, Also, like you said with Derrick Henry, I know for a fact that it was more or less that one run because I had him. I picked him in my parlay on Sunday, and I think I had him to have like 25 yards, and it took him a while to get to that point. But with that one run, he immediately got the yards that I needed him to get. So I obviously wasn't mad on that front, but overall they definitely played well. So I'll definitely give them an A as well. So what do you give the linebackers, the middle linebackers, and the edge rushers?
Okay, yeah, we agree on that. So so you put outside linebackers and middle linebackers together. How you doing this one?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, together.
They get an A as well. Like I said, Clowney had 2 sacks. Kyle Van Noy had a sack and a half. Pat batted pass. Uh, was Roquan Queen had a sack, and Roquan came and did his thing. They definitely, if I can get them an A plus, like I said, they played great. It was just like I said, outside the Derrick Henry Wildcat run, they played amazing. They was all over the place. They the
Hmm.
only group they get an A plus so far.
I agree. And to not repeat everything you just said, it's for every reason that you just said they get an A plus. You know what I mean? Like I'm realizing that I'm realizing why veterans are important on teams. Like barring you drafting a guy high and they match or exceed the expectations, it's kind of hard like finding a pass rusher. Like you don't realize how hard it is to find one. And if we didn't bring the veteran guys in, I don't know that we would even be as successful as we are right now. So on the outside, on the inside, the linebackers definitely did the damn thing on Sunday. So they as well. I give them an A plus, just like you. All right. And what about the defensive backs, safeties, and cornerbacks? What rate do you give them?
Okay. All right. We on secondary now. All right.
It's like, yeah. Mhm.
I give him an A plus. No touchdown passes allowed. So yeah. So I give him A plus. They ain't allowed no touchdown passes. DeAndre Hopkins on it. Excuse me. Only had like 30 yards. Tyler Hill and Malik Willis combined didn't even throw for 150 yards, so they definitely get an A plus. And then Gino got a pick. Yeah, A plus. I mean, they deserve.
I agree. Like we talked about the pass rush and our secondary kind of being a concern in the off season and then coming into the season. But they've been a pleasant surprise. I mean, even with guys going down, getting hurt, being in and out the lineup, I mean, nothing seems to change back there. Like they still seem to hold it down, and that's a great thing. So I definitely give them an A plus as well. Great job by the defense all around. So you ready to go to the next topic?
Oh
Okay.
yes, ma'am. Putting it up right
So
now.
So we speak so highly about the defense. We've been talking about them all season, how great they've been pretty dominant. I mean, 1 and 2 in a lot of categories, but we still seem to struggle offensively. And in the offseason, we had all of the talk about the offense and the players loving the offense, and everybody seemed to be so positive about this offense. For us to get into the season and we're 6 weeks in and we're still like, okay, where's this offense? So why do you think the Ravens offense gets stagnant in the second half of games?
Uh, Me personally, situational play call, like I said earlier, for the ugly, for the good and the ugly. It's like when we getting second, when we getting like short yardage, we still want to go 3, 4 receiver sets. Like for what? Like go with your heavy personnel. Pat Ricard is there. Use him. Goal line and short yardage. We should always have Pat Ricard in the game. Either the lead block, pick up a blitz, or even to get even give him the football for like I said, if you put him at fullback with 3 tight ends and you run Gus was 260 behind him, that's like no linebackers want to block for Pat Ricard and have to tackle Gus. That's too much.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's like we be stopping ourselves with the situation play call. Well, I get it. We're in new age football and everything is 3 receiver, 4 receiver sets. But don't forget football still one up front, personnel and just and just banging it, or then leak Andrews out to the corner. We should not be trying to go to Odell in the red zone and stuff like that. That's a no. So it's execution and situational play card while we were staying in the second half of games offensively.
Um, I got a few thoughts about it. Like we talked about it in the off season, like I felt like it was going to be growing pains. So I'm not like totally tripping on them about what we're still trying to figure out. I also take into account that they have been hurt. You know what I mean? Like I said it earlier, like if you can't practice, it's hard for you to play. And the chemistry that Lamar has built with Zay Flowers and that he has with Mark Andrews, he really can't get that with Bateman. Bateman is going into his what, third year this year. And he can't get that with Odell if you're not on the field. You know what I mean? So I do think that
Mm-hmm.
lack of availability has hindered the growth of this offense. And not outside of the wide receivers, when you look at the offensive line, guys have been in and out. You look at the running back room, guys have been in and out. So I don't feel like we've been on one accord all year yet as far as offense is concerned. But I also feel like we're getting too cute, right? Now, I don't know who to blame. I don't, we played the blame game last week. I don't know if it's a Harbaugh issue, a Monken issue, or Lamar issue. The reason why I'm saying that is because Harbaugh obviously as a head coach, you're going to get most of the blame, most of the credit. Like that's just how that goes. I don't know from what we've been told, he's not really that involved offensively. But as you've said, as a head coach, you need to be. Ted Monken, everybody, raved about his offense and what he was going to be able to do as far as coming to the Ravens and with this offense and how he could help Lamar develop and, things of that nature. And then with Lamar, we hear that he has more control this season than he's had since he's been here, right? So I don't know if it's Lamar, Monken, or Harbaugh. So we'll just say it's all of them, right? But honestly, I think it comes down to the personnel not being used correctly. And it's just like you
Mm-hmm.
said, why are you being too cute? Football is a simple thing. You know what I mean? You get in the red zone, you guys want to get cute and pass the ball. I don't understand it. But if you do want to pass the ball, I mean, hello, Mark Andrews is there. Him and Lamar Jackson have been doing this together since they've been both been in Baltimore being drafted in the same year. So why would you not want to utilize him more? And I understand, he may be getting more attention and things like that. But then that means that other guys got to step up, right? So, like you said, stop having 3 and 4 wide receivers out there. What we used to call it back when Joe Flacco and them was here was the jumbo package. You put your big guys out there. Just stop trying to be cute when you get in the red zone. I mean, it's great to have Justin Tucker be able to kick 6 for 6 on field goals, but come on now, like we should be better than that. We all most Ravens fans will say that Lamar is a top 5 quarterback, right? So with a top 5 quarterback, we shouldn't be struggling like this in a red zone. Now, like you can look across the league and say other teams are struggling and this team is
Easily.
struggling, but I'm only worried about this team, right? So with all of that being said, I will give them a pass because of the health. Guys haven't been there; they're just starting to come back. I feel like with more time, more practice, it can be better. But also utilize your personnel the right way. Like you say, understand situational football. Don't try to get so cute that you're trying to prove that Lamar can be this, pocket passer and do X, Y, Z. We're trying to win games. Lamar said it himself. I don't care about your parlays or your fantasies. I'm trying to win games. So, in those moments, it makes me think about like Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. If they should have just handed the ball to Beast Mode, but we know what they did and how that game ended. Stop trying to be cute. Let's do what makes sense. And let's score some points. Like the offense can move the ball. The same thing was happening last year. We could move the ball, but after you get over the 50, it kind of gets questionable. You know what I mean? So I just feel like if we used our personnel better, which I hope we do this week, I think we would see a difference in how the offense looks after we get a big lead, and then the defense can really feast.
I agree. Well said. Well said, co-host. Well said.
All right.
The next topics I
So
already
then,
highlighted for y'all.
so the next topic we're going to talk about, go move over to the defensive side. I think this is something that I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it, Justin. I didn't see you talk about it on social media, but did you think that Kyle Hamilton's hit warranted an ejection?
I was, but I was like, it's no point because then people going on. I didn't feel like going back and forth with nobody because, but I definitely was hot about it. I'm like, what he supposed to do? Like, he's not trying to intentionally hurt Chris Moore. He's just trying to make a
Mm-hmm.
play on the ball. He's 6'5", 6'4", but with clicks on, he's 6'5". So what he also
Mm-hmm.
want him to drop down low like he 5'10"? Like I don't like you wear your helmets on your head for a reason because it's going to be some head collision. It's football. There's nowhere in the world you can play football without
Right.
never having a head collision. It's just you wouldn't need a helmet if that's the case. It's damn near impossible. They trying to make the impossible possible. It's like you can't. Like even with tackling, now
Mm-hmm.
you asking a safety or linebacker to come forward, speed downhill, and stop and like, oh no, let me go ahead and go all the way down to his damn ankles. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you basically asking people to dive at ankles. Like no, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. But he definitely should have got ejected. The flag, okay, whatever. Yeah, Harbaugh even said it. flag him, okay, whatever. All right, it is what it is, but not eject him. It wasn't intentional. He was just trying to make a play and just lost the ball. Because had he not did that, Chris Moore would have caught the football. So it's like, and people would have said, "Oh, why Kyle Hamilton didn't come over and try and knock it out or make a play?" So what was it? Sit down and catch it, then touch him while he down. Like I don't get it. You can't make
Hmm.
football a complete safe game. It's just you can't. It's just that's like saying we're gonna make boxing a safe sport. It's just you can't. It's nowhere in
Hmm.
the world. That's what makes the sport good. The physicality. They know what they
Yeah.
sign up for. I ain't saying get nobody concussion hurt them, but it's a physical game. They know what they sign up for. Like it's just it is what it is. He just was trying to make a play to help his team. Like he definitely shouldn't have got jet. Ain't like he picked Chris Moore up and body slammed him or suplexed him like he was in WWF or something. No, he just came over and made a football play. Maybe he should have turned the shoulder, but sometimes when you in the heat of a game, you don't have time for all that. So it
Hmm.
definitely was BS, man. They shouldn't have ejected him, man. Should have just go ahead and gave him the flag, even maybe a little fine, but that's ejection. That was too much in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if the referees on the field called that, or if the guys in New York saw it and said we got to get him out the game. I don't think it was malicious, like Cal Hamilton said. I don't think he intentionally tried to hit him that way. Like you just said, it's football, so sometimes things are going to happen. I think that because of you know, Moore's reaction and how it looked bad. Like he was wobbling on the field. It looked bad. It looked, and we've seen these hits all the time. Over the years. Like you said, I wasn't mad about it being a flag. I mean, if they flag things all the time that we don't think is worthy, like the hit on Tannehill. I didn't understand that, like what they call roughing a passer. I didn't think that was roughing a passer, but okay, you want to flag him for it, okay. Like you said,
Yeah, that
fine
was that
him.
was crazy.
Yeah, like so with the fine, whatever with that too, if you really felt that way. But now that you've ejected him, I would hope that he doesn't get a fine. I mean, that seems more like you guys just did that for the look of it because it looked bad, and you saw how he looked when he got hit. I get it, but I didn't like the ejection. You could have gave him the flag and we could have kept it moving. You know what I mean? But I also understand that the NFL has been sued and why they want to, get on the side of safety. So I get it, but I didn't like it at all. It didn't warrant an ejection at all to me.
It's like you can't. It's like you can't make a violent sports safe. That's
It's
like
hard,
that's why they get paid as much as they get paid because they know the risk they take every time they step on the football field. So
right?
that's
Look,
why they
make
get
it flag football if that's what
compensated
you're
the way
gonna
they get
do.
compensated because they're putting their body through rigorous pain. But
Hmm.
and nobody's gonna watch that shit. That's why we don't even watch the Pro Bowl because of that shit. So it's like now your ratings go down. So you can't have both. You can't have both.
Yeah, football is physical. It's like boxing.
Like Jamal Adams said, if I got to down the football field, that what I rather down the football or dying from somebody killing me. He said, if I got to go out with a football field, he said that's a dream.
Mhm. Yeah,
All
they
right, our
making
last
millions to
topic for
play
the
a
day.
game. All right, so in two
Right.
weeks exactly, 2 weeks from today, it's going to be the trade deadline. Do you think that the Ravens should make a trade by the deadline, and if so, for who?
As of right now, I'm not. I don't know the cap situation, so I will have to look back on that. But let's just say we do got some money to play with. I would say make a trade for probably like another offensive lineman. Me personally, like I said, John Simpson. We gave him the benefit of the doubt, but he's not living up to the billing. So we another guard, a solid guard that might be on a losing team, but that's doing pretty good, like a Quentin Nelson or somebody like that. Out there to be worth for you. Put Quentin Nelson on our offensive line. Watch the hell out.
Hmm.
Watch the hell out. Gus and J.K. go. I mean, well, Gus and Justice. Sorry, and all them going run rabbit, man. You put him and Stanley beside each other with Lindenbaum. So yeah, I think that's what's missing a bona fide left guard. Maybe another corner edge rusher. They got who they can get. They picked up Clown. They picked up Van Noyes. Not too many edge rushers out there, so they addressed that as best they could. And Bowser comes back soon, and Diafe and the job will be back. So I think we'll be good there. as
Mm-hmm.
guys get back, and maybe a corner, help out Marlon them out. Darby and them is playing good. We've been getting some guys banged up. Uh, I mean, I would say wide receiver, but I think the guys we got now are capable. Unless it's Devontae Adams, if it's Devontae Adams, yeah, send them Odell and like a third, and and I'm good because Devontae Adams, no matter who the quarterback is, he goes off. So you put him with a guy like Lamar Jackson, man, what? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, but my main priorities is offensive line and probably corner if we were to trade for make a trade by the deadline.
That makes sense. Um, I do think that if a trade is going to be made, it should be made offensively. I feel like remember last year how we felt about the defense, like they needed something, and as soon as you get Roquan, it's like the defense just changed. I feel like we have 2 games to play until the deadline comes. If we don't see a spark offensively,
Hmm.
I can see a player coming in, whether it be an offensive lineman, like you said, that's on a bad team. See, the offensive line, uh, I'm giving the offense a lot of leeway because of the injuries. You know what I mean? Like a guy come back, a lot of them came back last week against the Steelers for the first time. This being their second time coming back. Within 2 weeks, the offensive line could look different. So that might not be an issue anymore. But if our passing game and other parts of the offense still doesn't look okay, or if it seems like we need a spark, I'm thinking maybe something like trading for a running back, right? The talk of getting Saquon Barkley has been out there. I think Bart Scott said we should trade. I think it was Bart Scott said that we should trade for Saquon. I don't think that Saquon is a good option to trade for, only because it's good and bad. Good because it's Saquon Barkley, and if he's healthy, you know what he can do. Bad because we already have a running back room full of guys who are injured, who are also going to be free agents next year. So you bring in Saquon Barkley, you're kind of not really helping out your position as far as running back is concerned, because how is he any different from Dobbins? Like we haven't been able to see Dobbins on the field, and the Giants really only had like what 1 or 2 good years out of Saquon in the 5 or 6 years that he's been there. But the position that stands out the most to me is wide receiver. And I say that because in all season, we all felt like they upgraded the wide receiver room. It's the best it's been since Lamar's been here. We all had high expectations for them. Even with Odell, you expect Odell to work his way back. You expect Bateman to work his way back. Everybody wasn't overly excited about Nelson Aguilar, but he hasn't been bad. Like, last week, everybody was dropping balls. But imagine if you could get a Devontae Adams. As far as I know, he's still under contract. Uh, my bad, my bad. Somebody called. Can you hear me?
Yeah, like three. He's on a contract for like 3 years, 3 4 years.
Okay, okay, my bad. Somebody had called my
Yeah, I can
phone.
hear you.
But
I can
yeah,
hear you.
so I feel like linemen, let's see what they do. The running backs, any running back that you get, even like with Derrick Henry, I don't know what his contract situation is, right? But if he's under contract for more than just this year, then he might be someone you might want to trade for. Imagine him in the backfield with Lamar. But my number one person that I would go after if I was Eric DeCosta, I would see what the Raiders want for Devontae Adams. You're not going to tell me that he wouldn't instantly bring a spark to the offense. The only thing about trading for a guy like him is, well, you know what? They might not want Patrick Queen because it's an expiring Well, they might not. I was going to say they might want a guy like Patrick Queen. Like they might want somebody of value to us. So it's like, who would you be willing to give up to get a Devontae Adams if it came down to player versus player? But if we could trade for him, like I saw a mock trade for him, and it didn't involve any players. It was like a first round pick and some third, fourth, like some other, like two other picks or whatever in different rounds. I'm not totally against that. And I say that because if he's still under contract, he's going to be here beyond this season. And I do believe that Devontae Adams would add the spark that we need in that passing game. Like you get Monken, you put him out there, is really not honestly like people don't respect Odell right now. Look at how a daggone rookie talked about Odell. Joey Porter Jr. He talked about Odell like he was nothing. I don't think they respect Odell like that around the league. So he's not going to get the double team that or the attention that we thought that he may have gotten, right? Bateman, I don't think anybody is afraid of him. which goes back to what you said earlier about Mark Andrews. Teams are who they going to double. So if you bring in a Devontae Adams, I don't think it's any question about how he can help
Mhm.
the offense. If the next 2 weeks, if they don't show improvement offensively as far as scoring the ball, I can see Eric DeCosta trying to make a move for somebody like Devontae Adams. I can.
I'm gonna say this: Devontae Adams, possibly Keenan Allen, because he's seen a couple wide open a couple times. So those are guys. Mike Evans, possibly. Chris Godwin, and who else is another name they just threw out there? Could be on the trade block. False wide receivers. Hmm. What's going on? Brandon Ayuk as well. They said 49ers with
Oh,
him
really?
if the
Oh,
price
wow.
was right. So it's okay. It's a couple guys. Yeah, it's a couple guys. It's a couple guys over there. Yeah, because he got to get signed, and they just paid Debo and they just paid all these other guys. So it's gonna be hard to. Oh man, everybody, thank y'all. It was a great show. Like I said, sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm gonna send them another email because I'm not playing with them now that they didn't gave them my money. But it's a little better. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. No, I'm serious. Like it's a little bit better. Well, it's gonna be our money going forward since we're gonna be splitting it. But yeah, but even still, like that's unacceptable. But yeah, anything you want to say, co-host? We wrap it up.
My birthday is Thursday.
Yes, it is. Yeah. 8, 19, 10, 19, 10, 10, 19. Shannon turned the big 4-0.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're gonna do an early show. Speaking of that, we're gonna go at 6 time. So for those who's watching, yeah, be on the lookout. So we're gonna get on here early. So Shannon, we might even sing happy birthday to her. You never know. But everybody have an amazing Tuesday. Love you guys. Remember, the trade Talk Ravens all day, every day from your host Justin P, my MVP co-host, Miss Shannon Finch. We're gonna see y'all Thursday, along with our other co-host Dave. Love y'all guys. Be kind to each other. You know what I'm saying? Treat people how you want to be treated. Remember, life is short, YOLO. So put your best foot forward every single day, man. Love you guys and go Ravens.
Good night.